Hey grade 4s, we're going to be reading Hardy Boy Adventures, Tunnel of Secrets, chapter 19. We only have 2 chapters left. Night of the Living Bro. Frozen in fear, raked my brain for a rational explanation for the 2 monstrous creatures that had just pushed their way out of the Admiral's tomb. That's when one of the zombies started yelling my name. It was Joe and Layla. They were a mess, but they were very much alive. Frank, Joe shouted, looking more human by the second as the rain rinsed off the mud that covered him. For a second there, I was sure you were a couple of zombies, I shouted back. Nope, we were very much undead. Although I'm not sure we smell like it, he said, cringing as he took a sniff. Where's Zeke, I asked. Did he get away? Well, more like swept away, kind of like a goldfish flushed down the toilet of life, Joe said cryptically. I was trying to figure out what that meant when Sal crept out from his hiding place behind a tombstone. Hey, Sal, they made it. They're not zombies at all, I said, happy to see him. Guys, you were going to explain what you meant before when you said he was my uncle, Layla reminded us. Well, I could tell Joe was fumbling for the right way to break it to her that she had a secret uncle her mom had neglected to tell her about. Maybe we should let Sal explain, I suggested. Would that be okay, Sal? Sal nodded and pulled out the fresh notepad I picked up at the convenience store. We gave Layla and her newly discovered uncle a little privacy to get acquainted, while Joe filled me in on the soggy showdown with Zeke. He also told me how he used to use the key we found in the Admiral's stomach to unlock a third key hidden in the secret compartment in Mrs. Bryant's coffin. No wonder the Admiral thought the key we found was important enough to swallow before he died, I said. He and his dead wife actually had both keys, and without his key, a would-be thief wouldn't be able to retrieve his wife's key, so that must mean you need both keys before you can unlock the treasure. All 3 keys, actually, Joe said, because you need the giant key from the statue to unlock the vault to even discover you need the other keys. This guy must have been really paranoid about security. Well, someone did kill him over it, I reminded Joe. So what's next, another key? I don't think there is one, I said as it began to hit me just how clever the Admiral had been. I think the key you found in the tomb is the key to the treasure. Okay, but we can't unlock a vault we can't find. I think the Admiral gave us everything we need to solve the mystery in his letter, I told Joe. The Admiral wrote, my treasure now resides out of the reach of treacherous hands close to my heart, and only my beloved and I hold the keys. That part about the keys is literal, but the rest of it is a riddle. He's telling us exactly where his treasure is. He is? Joe asked. Yep, think about it. He said it's out of reach and close to his heart. There's only one place that meets both those criteria, and I have such a good hunch exactly where it is. Joe leaned forward in anticipation. It's in, I began. Hardy's, an angry voice bellowed. Sirens pierced the air as Chief Olaf came huffing toward us. Welcome back, Chief, Joe said cheerfully as he slid the key back into the pocket. Did you have a nice vacation? Don't you nice vacation me. I leave town for a few days and the whole place falls apart. Literally, the chief muttered. I should have figured you 2 were caught up in the middle of this. Now, do you want to tell me why I'm getting calls from a high school newspaper telling me the Hardy Boys need backup at the cemetery? Because if this is some kind of prank, I'm going to toss you in jail. So fast you're spinning will alter the rotation of the Earth's axis. Nice analogies, Chief said, although your science is a little off. I said, unable to help myself. But it's no prank, I added quickly. On the way to the cemetery, I used the phone at the convenience store to leave a message for Charlie telling her to have the cops meet us at the Admiral's tomb. Charlene marched up right on cue, notepad in one hand, digitally recorded in the other. Hi, Charlene, I said. You want to tell me what this is all about, Hardy? Charlie and Chief Olaf said at the exact same time. Well, I began when Charlene cut me off. Is that Layla? What's she doing with this silent homeless guy? She asked as Layla walked up with Sal. Hi, Chief, Layla said. Layla? But where? What? The chief fumbled. Are you okay? I'm fine, thanks to Sal and Joe and Frank. I am anyway. Sal? The chief asked with a dumbfounded expression. What does he have to do with this? Dad, Layla yelled, cutting him off as the deputy Hickson sprinted around the corner and swept her up in a huge hug. Baby girl, you have no idea how good it is to see you. Joe put his arm around my shoulder. Nothing like family, huh, bro? I didn't have anything to say. My brother already knew I was thinking the exact same thing. What about Daniel? Deputy Hickson said as he pulled away from Lila. I explained that Daniel was safe and quickly described where he was in the secret city. Deputy Hickson dispatched a crew of officers to rescue him. You're in real trouble, Hardys, the chief said from behind us. I'll toss you in the cell right now for interfering with the police investigation if I didn't need to tell me what the heck is going on here first. Excuse me, Chief, Deputy Hickson said, walking over to us with Layla and Sal on the other side. You're right, the boys have some explaining to do, but the important thing is that everyone's safe. The deputy pulled Layla close to him. These three have been through a lot today. I think we can let Joe and Frank off the hook just this once. I have a feeling we'll have plenty of other chances to yell at them in the future, he said with a wink in our direction. What do you say, Chief? I think I need another vacation, is what I say, the chief said, getting a laugh out of everyone, whether he meant to or not. Fine, Deputy. I left you in charge, so it's your call. Yes, Joe and I said at the same time, throwing each other a high five. But, the chief barked, interrupting our celebration, I want a full debriefing right this instant. I was probably pressing my luck with the chief, but with the deputy on our side, I took my chances. I said we'll tell him everything, just as long as Charlene could sit in on it too. Charlene eagerly agreed and jotted something down in her notepad, which was casually tilted in my direction so only I could see it. Hardy, you're the best. Just then, I felt like it too. Joe, Layla, and I brought everyone up to speed on everything, from Sal's discovery of the secret city to our discovery, Zeke's discoveries of Sal's discovery, to Zeke's resurrection of the Animal Secret Society and the empty vault, to Zeke washing away in the tunnel beneath the Admiral's tomb. Okay, so there may have been a detail or two we forgot to mention, like the fact that the treasure wasn't just lost in history, and that we had a pretty good idea where it is. And that's chapter 19. Stay tuned for one last chapter and we find out the finale. Bye, Great Boars.